It is a Wednesday, and that means it's time for K-Patch with Cedric in the studio. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, King Peter.
How's it being back in the guest seat after last week's hosting?
I don't know. I kind of miss being in your seat. It was really fun to take over.
Let's switch. Although, actually, I don't have a video to show anyone. Although it's app culture today, so maybe I could just show my phone or talk about the apps in my phone. That might be nice.
Yeah.
Have you had a good start to 2020, Cedric?
No complaints,
Okay.
for sure. I think my biggest accomplishment was, and I think I was telling you right before the show started, finding a new gym.
Ooh, that's
And so
cool.
technically I have 2 gym memberships now. I'm a little crazy like that.
Uh-oh. So does that mean one of them is going to expire shortly?
Probably, I think in about 2 months it'll expire. So I'll have the option to go into both, but this new gym is really pushing me this year to work a little bit harder, and it's more motivating for me.
You can tell that you're into working out. 2 gym memberships.
2 gym
That's
memberships.
insane. What made you choose this other one? How did you hear about it?
Well, I've been doing a lot of research
Okay.
the last few weeks, really. And I just visited a bunch in the area, and that one seemed to be the best option.
Aren't all gyms the same from the perspective of someone who does not work out at a gym ever?
I guess from that perspective, yes. But for someone like me, I've been doing this for 10 years, and I'm very particular because I've had great gym experiences in the States.
Okay.
And, I feel like Korea is a little behind on the gym culture.
Like equipment-wise and stuff?
Equipment-wise and just the workout culture. And so
really?
it's a little bit more difficult for me coming from the States to find something or a place that I really love to work out at. But I think this one is okay. It's a lot better than my previous membership.
How much are we talking roughly a month these days? Because when I did it with the wife, when we were dating, we were like, let's get fit together. I think it was about 20,000 won a month, or maybe 25, something like that.
Okay, this a little bit more.
Okay.
So I paid up front for a year about 400,000.
Okay.
It was a promotion because they always
whole
have those
year.
promotions.
They do at gyms here, don't
Right.
they? But I hope that this doesn't happen. I'm sure it won't. But I saw at that time, we were looking around gyms and they all had these long-term promotions. Like if you pay up front for 6 months or a year, it was much, much cheaper. But then what we found was that gyms would quickly change their name or go out of business or something. And we'd be like, what's going on here? And I think some would honour the previous memberships, but then some wouldn't. And I heard through friends that sometimes it's a scam. Like they'll make a lot of people sign up like that. The same people will still run it, but they'll change the name and then say, well, it's not recognised anymore. That's not going to happen.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I hope not.
It's a terrible start to 2020. No, it's going to be fine. So that's not too expensive then. That's what, 30-something a month.
Yeah. So it's not too bad. So I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, but
Good,
I mean,
good.
what about you? How's 2020 been for you so far?
I did my first bit of exercise last night. I also mentioned this to you in the song break. I played football for the first time in God knows how long. And my whole body right now is aching in places I forgot existed. So I need to get back into that routine. But the great thing is we usually play outdoors, but winter in Korea can be a bit chilly. And last night was raining like crazy.
Right.
We've now got the indoor pitch for a couple of months. And so you can wear shorts and T-shirt. I feel like it's summertime. It's really good. So I want to get back into that kind of spirit. Today's hashtag before we move on to your video, Cedric, is reading, or doksa in Korean. Are you a big reader, Cedric?
Not as much as I used to be.
Okay, I think that's the answer for everyone today. Yeah.
Yeah, I do enjoy and appreciate reading. It's just for me, it's never a priority, unfortunately, and so it just depends on time. But I did. Actually, over the Christmas break in the States, I did pick up a book that I'm reading through.
What is it about? Can we ask?
It's very much about, it's one of those positive or motivational type of books, self-help type of books.
Okay.
I'm big into that, and so I don't want to give the title because it's actually inappropriate.
Okay, lovely. What does it
it's a great
mainly
book.
focus on, though, and how to improve?
Yeah, it's about your mindset and looking at things positively, but not only just like wishful thinking, but just giving yourself positive affirmations and just letting your actions follow those.
Oh, that's cool.
It's really cool.
I've got to say, I've never really been into that self-help kind of genre and like seeing motivational speakers. I don't know, to me, it just seems like they're saying similar things in like slightly different ways. But I know for some people, it really gives them a kick up the backside.
Yeah.
And like gets you to do something. I don't know if I just I'm just not like receptive to it because I'm just lazy all the time. I need someone to shake me, maybe.
It's
right?
not for everyone, and I would have to agree. They do seem to package the same message in many different ways, but for some people it works.
Yeah, if it helps, then all for it. That's today's hashtag. Keep on sending in your messages. The Harvey Project says you can't say the title. Ha 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 ha. I'm assuming that's Becky who knows the title.
She knows the title,
and it's inappropriate. I'm now very curious about this, and I'm now going to ask you in the song break 100% and see if we can kind of get around it somehow and still let people know what it's about and how they can get their hands on it. So today's topic, Cedric, we're talking apps.
We're talking apps in Korea, kind of the Korean app culture here.
Okay. Do you feel it's different to like the States?
Similar yet different. I think it's just a different feeling or 분위기, like atmosphere of culture here, the way Koreans use apps versus when I was in the States, how I guess my circle used apps.
Okie dokie.
So I feel like apps are more of a part of people's lives here.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's just because the passing of time, because just everywhere in the world, technology is advancing, at least in, certain countries.
Yeah, I think that's definitely part of it. Like, because we've now been here, well, in your case, for now, over a year, yeah?
Yeah, almost 2 years.
It changes so quickly, doesn't it? But I would still say, definitely in the UK's case, they're a bit behind on tech and stuff like that compared to Korea, and we really seem to be at the cutting edge. So what's the first video going to show us?
So the first video is going to be about food delivery apps.
Food delivery apps.
It's huge in Korea.
Well, they are absolutely massive, aren't they? All right, let's check out video number 1. Is this your own food delivery app?
Cedric here, and today I'm just chilling at my apartment. It's Friday night. I had a long day at work.
Very simple video
I haven't
this
had
week.
dinner yet. It's actually almost 9 o'clock. This would be a good time to show you guys how food delivery apps work here in Korea.
Typically
let's find me something to eat and let's get some food delivered here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my phone, and I actually have a folder for the 2 food delivery apps that I typically use.
They're the 2 big
I'm
ones.
Pick one of them, and as you can see on the first page, there are many different food categories. You've got chicken, you've got pizza, you've got bunshik, which is like Korean fast food. You also have hanshik. So you have many different categories. There's this one category called 1인분 주문. When I click on that, it's going to populate different places that will typically deliver like 1-person sizes. A lot of times you'll have to pay maybe a delivery fee or a premium to have like a 1-person meal delivered
Not all
to
the time,
this
though.
is the one that's
Not all the time.
Wow.
Some restaurants you'll find a good deal. So let's find me a little something to eat here. I've ordered from this place before. Okay, so I see kimchi dakgalbi tteokbap, and so I've never tried that.
Good.
I just want the regular
rice
one
with some spicy chicken
I'm ready
on it.
to order.
Yeah.
So I just click on 주문하기.
So
I basically have to
8,200.
just choose my payment method, which is also stored in the app. So convenient. So
and then
awesome.
no
And
delivery
I usually
fee on
pay
that
for
one,
the
I
app.
think.
Wow.
결제하기, which means to
Actually, no, yeah, there is.
2,501.
There we go.
That's not
So
a lot,
I
is
just
it?
ordered it on the
Like
app,
$2.
and basically just have to wait. Hear that? Food is here.
It's my little
How long
doorbell.
did that take?
That was about maybe 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay. So yeah, sometimes when they're
right
not
here.
busy, it can be much quicker. Oh, look at that, in 2 little separate bowls.
And it was huge. It was really for 2 people.
That
2 people
did
could have easily
seem
eaten
like
that.
2 massive bowls of food there. So
Yeah.
it just goes to show how convenient the apps are. The thing I found with them though is before you register, it's a little bit daunting. Like you're like, oh, I got to put my details, my credit card, blah blah blah. But once you go through that process, it's not that daunting at all. It's like simple, and then it's done forever, right?
Right. Actually, yeah, you reminded me because I haven't, when I first signed up almost 2 years ago, it was like set it and forget it type of thing. But I remember it was a little bit of a challenge for me to set everything up. And
if you're not a Korean speaker as well, and usually all the instructions are in Korean, I think there are a few apps that are in English. I remember the I think we can mention it because it's not here anyway, Uber Eats.
Yeah.
That had an English option, and I loved it because it was so simple, even though my Korean's not bad. Like, reading all the technical stuff in Korean is a bit tricky, but it pulled out of Korea like a few months back, and so I only used it for a couple of months, and I was so sad. But yeah, once you register everything, then each time you go back, you just need to push OK or put in a password or something like that.
Right, especially if you're going to pay through the app, you just kind of memorize how to order.
Yeah, and then that's completely fine. And so there are now a whole category, I didn't know that, for one person like orders. And if it's not in there, sometimes they don't deliver if it's for a smaller portion. Is that the case?
Yeah, I think some of these restaurants, they won't deliver. I mean, it just depends on how much you want to buy, basically. Because there's usually a certain limit that you have to spend in order to have the food delivered. So I think it's just the app organizing it for the user in a more, I guess, efficient way for them.
Yeah, and so those two that you had on your phone, they're the big ones, like portals to many different restaurants. You can order pretty much anything. And usually there's at least a few restaurants that are open 24/7, so you can order any time.
That is correct.
We got a photo from Cam to show about his app culture. This is the Kakao Talk chat group with other listeners, and I see that someone's put a comparison photo with me and Henry Golding. I'm sorry, Henry Golding. Have you seen Crazy Rich Asians?
No, I haven't.
So
I
that's
need to.
the actor. Do you think he's similar? Can you even tell which is which?
It's really difficult to tell. I think the guy on the upper right and the bottom left is definitely more handsome.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I would agree with that statement for sure. Thank you for sending that in. If you're on the YouTube live stream, we've got VLive up and open. Welcome to all the listeners there. But if you're on YouTube, there's a group of listeners who have a Kakao chat with one another, all about career, Daily K, and just their own lives. So if you want to join it, ask over there. We'll get to a song, and this is related to the food apps we were talking about. Delicious from Two Heart. That's Uhyun and Ki. We're back for part 2 of K-Patch with Cedric in the studio. This is where we dispatch Cedric on a certain topic, and he brings us back a video that is based on Korean culture, I suppose. Today it's app culture in the country. Got a few messages to read out. Raul says, in smaller cities in Argentina, the food apps are not really worth it. I think I will start my own app, and then I'll cook when people ask for food. That would be good business opportunity, maybe, Raul. And I think that's the problem. If you live somewhere where there's not a dense population, there aren't many apps that will service your area, right?
Right.
I think it's the same in the UK as well. But here in Korea, I don't know. It seems like if you're in and around the Seoul metropolitan area, there will be something for everybody, right?
Right. Yeah. And also when I was living in Daejeon, same thing. I had no problem getting food ordered and delivered. Yana says, I can use Korean apps, but the only frustration is I don't have a Korean credit card.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could see that because a lot of these apps allows you to store the Korean credit card or at least use it and pay through the app.
I'm curious. I wonder if foreign credit cards you can register. Because I know on certain Korean websites you can pay with a foreign credit card. Like I've paid with my British one, but I'm not sure if for the food delivery apps that would be the case, right? Maybe, maybe not. On VLive, back to the reading hashtag just for a while. Army Moa says, I love the book War Horse, and they made that into a movie as well. And talking about the gym earlier, I would go, but I don't like people staring at me. Is that gym etiquette? Are you allowed to stare at others? You know?
So that is one of those unspoken rules. Don't stare at people. Don't be a creep. You know? Because there are like creepy people at the gym.
I'm sure there must be, right?
Especially like certain creepy guys. But I don't think in Korea, I haven't noticed that sort of like everyone's just kind of doing their own thing. They don't care about you.
Hopefully. Although that would be a good spot to, if you had a fetish for that kind of thing, you just get a membership and sit on the bench press and not do anything.
Right.
I suppose. Does your gym have the like sauna area as well, or the public bath kind of bit?
We have the public bath. We don't have a sauna in my new gym or the old gym.
Okay, so that's something I used to enjoy when going to the gym. Like I do just a little bit of exercise, then sit in the public bath. I like just sitting in that massive hot tub. That's really good. You got a couple more?
Yeah, so Lenny says people order food here, which is in Indonesia, but he doesn't use it personally.
Oh, Lenny is a she.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lenny.
No,
yeah, I'm sorry, Lenny. My
Lenny,
apologies.
I've never thought of that because Lenny we've known for ages and we know she's a girl. But Lenny would more predominantly in the West be a guy's name, wouldn't it? Len or
yeah,
Lenny?
I think so in the States.
From Mice and Men. Of Mice and Men, there's the
yeah.
big Lenny character.
Yeah,
wasn't
so
there?
sorry about that, Lenny, but it is a cute girl's name too. I actually knew a female Lenny as well. But yeah,
as well. I didn't know that.
I think a lot of people still haven't gotten on board with using food delivery apps because they either prefer to cook or it's just too expensive.
I think
for
as
one
part
meal.
of her job, Lenny cooks a lot of food as well.
Oh, wow.
I would have thought that would have meant that you're sick and tired of cooking for yourself, so then you'd want to use the app. But yeah, I think it's like this. If you break the seal and you start using them, then you use them a lot, right? Because you realize it's convenient, but you can't get that same home-cooked taste, I believe.
Right.
Forrest Philoppa also about the books saying, I no longer read. It's mainly internet articles suggested by my web browser for me to read, not books. However, I do a bit of technical reading and writing for my day job. If I want to escape, I'll pop in a video game with an intriguing plot. That sounds up my alley as well, Forrest Phil. Thank you.
Pasta Lover says, oh yeah, food delivery is basically cooking for Koreans, laughing out loud.
Yeah, we do it so regularly
Yeah.
here in Korea. Even before the apps as well, just ordering a Chinese or the chokbal, the pig's feet was really popular. I think what apps have done have increased the variety of food that you can have, because now literally anything, you can get fast food as well delivered, right?
Right, you can even get convenience store food items delivered through these apps.
I heard that. That seems
It's
ridiculous to me, right? Because convenience stores are located conveniently for most people.
Right.
So I think some people, like, even if it's on the first floor of their building, they'll use the app and someone will bring it up because the delivery fee is not expensive. Like even a bottle of milk or something like that.
Right, this is where we have come to in 2020, guys.
Yes, you do not have to ever leave your house if you really don't want to, I suppose. Do they have fast food delivery as in things like McD's and the King of Burgers in the States as well?
In my hometown, I don't think so,
Yeah.
but it's not a huge city. But when I lived in up north
Yeah.
near New York City, I think for some of the fast food places, you can order food through a third party.
and
But
they
I'm not
pick it
sure how
up.
that works. 'Cause I've never done that.
Yeah, because there is that thing here in Korea as well, the shimburum service, which is someone who will do anything for you, basically, within reason. And they'll go and pick up food from restaurants
Disclaimer, yeah.
who don't usually deliver or anything like that. But here, the fast food chains, they have their own delivery network, which I found amazing. Like ordering a McD's to me was like out of this world the first time I did it. And it comes pretty nice and hot and as fresh as fast food can be. But it makes you really lazy as well. You're like, I'm not going to go outside. I'm just going to have it delivered to my door.
Right.
So that's food apps that we've done and dusted. What are we moving on to in app number 2?
Taxi service apps.
Okey
And we can
dokey.
even venture to say ride-sharing apps, but it's more popular for taxi service apps. So let's take a watch with this service app here. Okay, what's up, guys? So I am heading to a new gym that I want to try out. It's not in my neighborhood like my current gym, and so I'm gonna take a taxi there. So Actually, my
what I'm
first
gonna
day
do is I'm
signing
gonna
up that
use
day.
a
Oh,
popular
nice.
app to call a taxi, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. Basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick the type of car or taxi that I want to ride.
So you choose your
Then
location.
It has my current
Right.
location.
It
I just
automatically
make sure it's
pops up,
correct.
doesn't it?
Right, you
Then
just got to make sure the pin's
just
in the
put
right
in
place.
where I
Sometimes
wanna
it's across the street.
The top option. So I'm gonna hit 2. And it tells you right under there that it takes approximately 10 minutes.
And
to
it's
get
usually
there,
pretty
which
accurate.
is cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna select taxi.
Takes into account
Okay,
traffic
so
and
now I'm
everything
gonna
like
choose
that.
general request. And it
That's
gives you
just
an
a
estimate
regular
of how much
taxi.
it might cost
Regular taxi.
for the trip.
Smart request, I'm
Just call a
not
taxi
sure what the
around
difference
you.
is, but you're paying
Right,
a
so I'm
premium
gonna
for
do that.
something.
Yeah.
And then you can also
It
choose
seems
medium,
that more taxi
large,
drivers
or
will
deluxe
come
in
to
terms
you
of the
then
size
if
of
you're
the vehicle.
more
I just need
urgent.
a really
Right.
basic taxi. Alright, select payment method. You guys have the last 4 of my card, but I'm going to
Oh,
use my
no.
card, which is already stored in the app to pay.
Figure out the first 12.
General requests.
And then you just got to wait,
Okay,
right,
so
until
it's
someone
basically
picks it
searching
up.
for a taxi.
Right,
So
and
it's
I'm in a
calling the
very
taxi,
popular area,
and it'll let
so
me know if
it
there are any
literally
taxis
took 1 minute
available.
for a taxi to get there.
And
Wow. That
You
was
see,
like
it's right down the street, right
10
there.
right down the
seconds.
road.
I
So
love that, how it
it's
shows you
gonna be
where
a quick
he
one.
is.
Yeah, you could track how close he is, and once he gets there.
And that's it. Bish, bash, bosh.
Yep, and you're in. And so also it shows you the license plate number
So
to
you
look
can
out
double
for.
check, right?
And a lot of times they'll confirm with you if you're the ride-sharing service person.
Yeah, and what's
the customer.
amazing is then they have it automatically on their navigation where you're going, and they just need to push a button. That app seems really convenient for taxi drivers as well as the customer. It's brilliant. But I've found more recently that if you're not in such a busy area, like near a subway station, the general call, it won't work very often where I live. So you have to pay that extra 1,000 premium, and then more taxi drivers are more, I guess, tempted to come to you. And then there's also other ones that company has come up with, their own taxis, which are even more expensive, and they'll come even more regularly.
Right.
But it is really, really convenient. I love that taxi app because I can call taxis for my mum from her house to wherever she's going because she can't use the app very well. It doesn't have to be at your location or anything like that.
Exactly.
So good. Yeah, with ride sharing, that's not become such a big deal here yet, right?
No, it peaked its head,
Yeah.
I think, in the last year or so, but then there was a big issue about it, big protests and things like that. So it didn't win out.
Taxi driver unions are pretty powerful here, yeah.
Right.
So even Uber kind of came and went and didn't do so well.
Yeah.
We're going to take a look at Yana's video now from Malaysia. Let's check this out.
Hello, Peter and Cedric. This is the
Hello.
apps that I'm recently used a lot. It's called Manga Rock. I read webtoon,
Manga Rock.
manhwa and manga and comic from this.
Oh,
This
like
has
comic
this.
strips.
For example, this is the one I'm reading now. It has the chapters and all the summary, and then you can resume where you are reading.
Are they free?
So if
Are you paying for
the pictures is
those?
like this, and it also have like the lock rotation, and you can read like the manga.
Very simple
the
layout too.
horizontal or vertical.
Yeah, that's really
manual,
easy to use.
or things like this. It's a very addictive apps.
If you're into webtoons, I'm guessing, yeah, you can spend ages
That is
on
pretty
there.
cool. Yeah.
I'm not into comics and webtoons. How about yourself, Cedric?
Same. I've never been into comics, even as a kid. But I see a
Yeah.
lot of people, especially on the subway, just
Flicking through them. Yeah, and just like Yana showed us there, just going through them.
Right.
I see people doing it so quickly. I'm like, are you even reading this? You know,
Right.
what are you doing? You just doing it out of habit or something. My niece as well is always flicking through them, but she loves them. She says they're really enthralling and stuff. I guess it's just visual stimulation. Yana saying, yeah, it's free, Peter. Wow. So how do they make their money? Are there ads on the app or something like that, I wonder? Yeah. Maybe. We'll get on to our third and final part with some more photos from our listeners. I'll talk about the apps on my phone as well. This is Sonia Shide with Mr. Taxi. Mr. Taxi, after talking about taxi apps, I must say I use that app as well. And that company has just taken over like the mobile platforms, it seems. That K app, because we have the Plus chat room where we're getting all our videos and our messages today. That's part of the same group. I think they have also Webtoons as well, one of those apps as well. It seems like app development has really kind of come on leaps and bounds in the past few years. We've got a few messages to read. Forrest Philoppa says, I occasionally order food via apps when I forget my lunch or feel lazy, but I deliver food for 3 different apps in my local area, and yes, we'll deliver McD's or other fast food chains as well. Wow, you're working for 3 different apps at the same time. That's pretty cool freelancing, I suppose. Yeah.
Absolutely. Raul says we have Uber, but it's controversial here because taxis pay insurance, drivers, and the license. And but we need Uber to pay taxes, insurance, etc. But they're planning on fixing it somehow.
I think that was the issue here in Korea as well, that there's more regulations for taxi drivers. Why can Uber drivers get away with it? And in London, I heard they had their license revoked, although they're appealing and stuff like that. So it is controversial in many countries. They don't give certain benefits to their drivers as well, right? They're seen as freelancers. Unita says, in Indonesia, we use the Gojek and Grab for transport apps. If I'm ever in Indonesia, I'll download those.
Absolutely. Yana says, I am using taxi apps and use it in Korea when I'm out in Seoul. where taxis are less available and I don't know where to wait, it's very convenient. That is true. I mean, if there aren't a lot of taxis passing by in a certain area, you could call a taxi, and if you land one, they'll come out to wherever you are.
Yeah, and they're way more likely to come and get you if you're going further as well, right?
Right.
And if you're in some stranded area, you could get them really easy. And I've found as well, like in places like Itaewon on the weekend, where there's so much competition for taxis,
Right.
it's good to use those apps. And maybe you'll have to pay a little premium, choose one of the better cabs there, but then you'll get one and you can stay in the bar until it arrives as well and like come out later. We got some more stuff from our listeners that we're going to take a look at. App culture in Argentina. This is Raul's. What have you got in there?
Wow.
I love your app organization to highlight the photo in the middle. You don't cover the kids'
I didn't catch
faces. Oh, there you did it there. Oh, you got some like just apps for career, it seems there. I saw some radio apps and stuff.
I did see the V Live.
There was Arirang as well, I saw at the bottom. Obviously most important. And you're listening in the background.
Oh, wow.
as
So
well.
you just recorded that.
Lovely jubbly, Raul. Thank you very much.
You know, that's really cool that I guess I'm assuming that was an Android system.
It looked like it, yeah.
Right. But yeah, with my system, the Fruit system, you're not able to actually organize the apps in certain shapes or anything like that.
Oh, really?
So they have to be organized consecutively, if that makes sense.
You can't even leave gaps in between them or anything. That's insane. Like, I know it's not customizable almost at all, but that's extreme. You can't even do that.
I mean, at least as much as we're paying, at least give us that.
That's insane. That's why I've switched over to the Android system, because as well as that, the other thing great about apps I've found on this system is the widgets, you know,
right.
and I know they have limited widgets on like one side of the screen or one page on the Fruit phone. It's not the same at all. And these widgets really help you out. Like, for instance, on my one, I've got a list widget, so I can see all the things I need to do at a glance on the home screen. The weather one is great as well, because it's got the weather forecast for the next 5 days. And the fine dust one, I'm always looking at that widget as well. I'm not a salesman, I promise.
You know, you're almost selling me on that. But no, I think I have to stick to my home base here with the Fruit phone.
Many like artistic people and YouTubers as well, they're loyal to that brand, right? I've heard.
It's the ecosystem. Once you're in and you get all their products, you're stuck.
They've trapped you for life and you can never get out.
Yep.
We've got something from Durangi up next, who says, I'm watching y'all on the app at the moment. Oh, so that's how you're tuning in via your phone. And it's got the little, you see, pop out of you at the bottom, Cedric. I believe that's also a function that you can't get on the Fruit phone, right?
That is true.
You're getting jealous, aren't you? Come on over.
That was one of the reasons why I switched last year to that operating system. But I went back to the Fruit phone because, again, it was just like withdrawals.
How long did you last on the Android
2 to 3 months.
And then you just couldn't hack it anymore.
I couldn't do it.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I love that feature because sometimes when you're watching Netflix as well and like a message comes in, it just minimizes the screen. It keeps playing. You can still watch it on a mini screen and then go back to it as well. Thank you for that, Durangi. Lenny from Indonesia, these are your apps. Oh, you've got a rival radio station. Do not show us that. V Live and then some Korean radio stations. And Grab, you were saying that is the transport app, and grabbing food. So maybe it's like Uber, who've got the Uber food branch as well. What's Radio Korea? I've not heard of that. Is that just a series of Korean radio stations, maybe? I'll have to check that out. That's nice. Do you have many Korean apps on your phone, Cedric? If you were to pick it up, what are the ones you use the most, apart from food and taxis? Sure.
So food, that's about all of them. No, I have also my phone provider's app.
Okay.
And
do
then
you use that?
Just to check my balance.
Okay.
How much I owe every month, which tends to stay the same. And then I also use these popular shopping apps as well. So I have a couple of Korean shopping apps I'll show you, Peter.
Oh, okay. So they're the ones where you can buy most different things. Like, it's just a global platform.
Exactly.
That one they've got in English as well, right?
They do. I'm actually using the English version, but then there's this one. It's another popular.
Something. And they're the one that do a lot of next day deliveries as well.
Right.
Do you use that quite often?
I do use this often.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll deliver the same day depending on the product.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
It's insane.
Yeah. For me, I've started using more regularly. It is a transport app of sorts, but you know the scooters, the electric scooters?
Yes.
Do they have those in your area where you live?
I believe in the metro areas, yes.
So they have it in Seocho and Gangnam, and I started using it in the autumn time. They're so convenient, although the only problem is Korea's 70% mountains, so even the cities are hilly. If it's too steep, it can't go up them, and you have to push off and keep doing that up the hill. It's so tiring, but it's better than the bicycles on those higher hills. Have you tried Darangi, the Seoul bike?
No, I have not, but I think you need a driver's license for it, correct?
For the scooters.
Okay, for the scooters.
For some apps, you need them. Some, they just ask you to be responsible, which I prefer, because putting your app license in the info is really difficult. But Darangi, I tried for the first time a week ago. Mm-hmm. And again, because Korea's hilly, I didn't realize how hard it would be. Maybe it's because I don't work out. I was panting like anything. We've got another one from Unita in Indonesia, a photo of your apps. You've got a K-pop folder there. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And tickets folder. I wonder what's in there. Maybe some travel tickets and things like that. That's pretty cool.
Is that a recorder?
Oh, yeah.
To kind of creep on people and record conversations. I see you. I see you.
I'm glad that Arirang Radio is all by itself, not in a folder, though. That's fantastic.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Well done, Unita. We've got one more that we'll be able to show you now. Siska from Indonesia, you sent in a video. So let's just play a bit of this. These are your apps. What's that? Tokopedia and BTS. What is that? I've never heard of that.
Is it just a picture?
Maybe it's something to do with Indonesia, Wikipedia style maybe. Oh, it looks like a shopping app. Maybe they're promoting it or something like that. BTS have got more than their fair share of promotion, so well done to them. Thank you for sending this in, Siska. I believe that is a product shopping app as well that you're showing us right now. Thanks for all of that, guys and girls out there. Cedric as well, brilliant edited videos as always. And next week's topic is bakeries.
We're going to do bakeries.
Lovely. Do you like a Korean bakery?
I love bread and I love Korean bakeries so much.
Yeah, even me. Some bread aficionados say it shouldn't be sweet bread. I don't care. If it tastes good, I'm eating it 100%. Have a good week and we'll see you next Wednesday, Cedric.
See you guys next week.
Here is Chang Hee-won's Let's Dance for Me. 모르겠고요. 춤을 춰요.